What's up?
I love the theme tunes you come up with every week
I
unnecessarily.
I know. Well, yeah, it's my shtick. God, there's nothing to talk about this morning. I mean, what would be going on in America that we could talk about?
Can I tell you, I read the most funniest thing ever, which is what was it? Now economists know what scientists felt when he told him inject bleach.
Not the truth. I'm telling you, let me take a moment and have some tea, and then I'll explain where I'm at.
Uh-huh. This is gonna be fun. People,
Okay.
listen up.
So, a friend of mine that I do stuff with politically got an email from a friend of his back east, and he said, Stephen Miller, you know, that little bald headed weirdo that stands next to Trump all the time,
Yeah.
the guy that couldn't get any girls but wanted to be near the guy that got the girls, even if he
Mhm.
didn't get them the right way. Um, so Stephen Miller has started a legal group, and anyone doing podcasts, and what they're trying to do is get influencers out of the way. They just start trolling you and then suing you if
Oh.
they find any reason to sue you. Yeah, and I God, you know, who knows who they would be financed by at this point, because you know there's going to be billions of dollars of tariff money that nobody's going to be able to follow. But he goes, yeah, Sean. He goes, we need to be careful of this and this, and I go, do we really? We're in Oklahoma. Do we need to be careful of anything? I mean, we're obsolete here. I mean, but okay, I'll play. So, well, so oil is under $60 now.
Mm-hmm. Gone are the days
Some,
of $100 barrels.
yeah. Well, and what you really want is like 75 to 80. It's $3 gas here, and you know, $5 in California because they take $2 in taxes, and uh, and that's a bigger crunch here than anything. But it's just dead silence. I mean, it is it's astounding. Yeah,
The fun part about it is that I was reading a column written by Jeremy Clarkson, the
yeah.
one who used to run that show in the UK. Years ago, he had put out this article about how he thought the Teslas were really shitty cars
Yeah.
and was sued by Elon.
Well,
And
of course.
his article, which came out last night, was about how all the eco warriors who defended Elon and hated on Clarkson back in the day are now the people who are like hating Elon. Like life
Well,
comes
I
to
mean,
little.
it is topsy turvy. Like everything really kind of has flipped on its ear. The story yesterday, and I know we might just be getting trolled. So, was monetary support for coal, COAL, coal. Like we're going back that way.
I like that coal is back, Sean. I really love that headline.
Coal is back and coal is black. Let's get it. It's. I don't. Here's my honest take on all this stuff. He has cost some very, very, very wealthy people a lot of money, and that is dangerous in America, much like it is dangerous in England.
Mhm.
And then magically, all of a sudden, you're in a car wreck somewhere with a bunch of photographers around. Um, and but he's also cost upper middle class, and even people that are social climbers that are trying to get to the next generation of kids.
Mhm.
I mean, man, I'm telling you, he cost everybody a lot of money, and then China is not buying $500 billion worth of soybeans over here, and we don't eat enough tofu to make up for that. Even though people are like, support American farmers, and I'm like, well, eat tofu. No,
Wait,
I'm
when
not
they
doing.
when they say support American farmers, nobody bothered to ask what the fuck are the farmers growing?
Right.
Is it only soybean?
Soybeans, sorghum, row crops, you know, corn, which just gives us corn syrup. It's a negative calorie, you know, it's for sodas. Um, I mean, we our society just isn't designed for this. We're
Mm.
just not designed. So I don't. I really mean this. I don't know where this goes because he is in the twilight of his life.
Yeah.
Okay? He's 80 years old. He's trying to make the big last one deal that works. Because as a businessman, we can all agree he's failed a lot in businesses no one else seems to fail at. His
Mm.
vodka failed. His steak company failed. His original apartment stuff went bankrupt multiple times. His airline failed. I mean, you know what he's good at?
Hey, one
He's a
second.
good
You're forgetting about Trump steaks. That was
Yeah,
a
I thought no, that was the second thing I said.
oh.
It's I just don't know what. Maybe I called it the wrong thing. He's what he's good at is being a reality TV star. That's
Hmm.
where he made his money.
Yeah.
And he's got a Bitcoin deal over in China none of us see.
Mm.
And he holds 80% of that money
His
because it's his
cryptocurrency.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Your crypto bro shouldn't have allowed that to happen because that's going to be the downfall.
The crypto bros are very happy for some reason in their own little bubbles because I think all their money is in just fictional coins right now.
Yeah, well, tell him good luck. Good luck with that one. The so I don't know. I mean, he's a good reality TV star, and that's what he's given us. That's his profession.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure I'm any better because I was wearing a Mexican wrestler outfit and I was wearing the 1980s USA basketball outfit, and I'm doing a show on Sunday at Townhall with like 12 speakers. But same thing. It's got to be. If it's not a shit show, nobody's watching it.
Hmm. Yeah.
So we bought into the Kardashians.
I like that term.
Yeah. And I don't know how we get out of this because respectable people are boring.
That is true, isn't it, Tim?
Yeah. They don't do stuff. They don't get caught with their wife's sister or their
Mm.
stepdaughter, or they don't have babies with their stepdaughter, Elon Musk's dad. I mean, these guys are from these almost fictional backgrounds, and it cost us $9 trillion in stock loss. And for those people who don't understand what $9 trillion is, that's what our debt was before Trump got in office the first time. The whole debt.
Oh wow.
It cost us that to move Elon Musk to the back seat.
Hmm.
He's not even on the news anymore because I think Tesla's going under, and perhaps he's in. I think he's in trouble, which is the way everybody that surrounds themselves with Donald Trump goes down.
The funny part was the only thing about Musk I've heard is he's in a fight with Peter Navarro.
Yeah. Well, Peter Navarro is the tariff guy. I would let that play out because
Hmm.
I think you just don't ever get in the way of your enemy making mistakes.
Yeah.
Rule number one: don't get in the way.
Hmm.
Let them go. This thing. I don't I don't think they've got anybody in the room that is telling them what Chinese society is.
Mm.
That they are proud to eat rocks as
Yeah.
long as they can win. And they don't understand. They're just like, okay, you're just going to make it worse. We'll make it. I mean, much like the Middle Easterners, you make it shitty on them. And they go, we've been here 50 times before, right?
Hmm.
So
Oh,
this isn't new.
the most ominous thing I read about was where China said, "Y'all can push it however far we want. We'll take it to its ultimate conclusion." And you do
Yeah.
not want to mess with a state where the people are actually behind. Like they can publish any policy, and most of the people fall in line.
Yeah. And ours don't. So,
Mhm.
so the good news is there are protests everywhere. The even better news is our representatives have to come home and do town halls because they get elected every 2 years.
Mhm.
And but they're all. I'm embarrassed by the behavior of everybody around. But this is how Rome fell. Nobody would tell anybody anything. Nobody would say anything. They're just like, okay, they go along and get their paychecks. But it's that's going to be interesting. I mean, we are in uncharted territory, and you and I have been 2 years on a podcast that is a cluster every single week.
I like that almost like an hour before we get on is when I have to scrap everything because something new has happened.
Right.
I'm
I
like,
mean,
I don't
it
know,
is.
Sean, just go with it.
Well, so the question is if you're Donald Trump, can you leave the White House grounds? I mean, you've cost people their retirement with this stupid,
Mhm.
because it's a scam. He's trying to get China to the table, is what the long term goal is. And then he needs to get these tax cuts through, which cost us a whole bunch of our federal debt. And there was a sunshine on the end of it, like they're going away. So he has
Mhm.
to get those back through. I think he might have shot himself in the foot on both of these.
Fox News is sounding so Hindu and Buddhist, where they're like, please don't worry about money, guys. Just look the other
Be
way.
patient. Yeah. I'm
It's going
So
to
I
take a
am.
while.
Go ahead. What?
I said it's going to take a while for this to. How does it even play out at this point, Sean? Like he's
It it doesn't.
104% tariffs on fucking China.
So I mean, is that true? I mean, can we believe anything that comes out of this MF's mouth? I mean,
The one thing I do know is that the Indian government was very angry because all the students, international students studying in certain universities in Texas, Arkansas, and a couple of other states, got letters from the immigration department saying that their student visas were no longer valid because they had speeding tickets or they had like jumped a stoplight, things like that. So they got emails saying that they've canceled their F1 visas and they needed to self-deport, which means that these kids
wow.
have taken a loan and come there to study. Now they have to
Right.
borrow money to get a ticket and come back and won't even have enough money to pay back that loan.
Yeah, those are not the felons that you want to remove that are create, you know. So obviously, this is the last hold of white supremacy. I mean, and nobody likes to hear this conversation. But
Mhm.
are they deporting the Irish people over here? The Brits that are illegal? I mean, are we doing any of the British Isles, or are we just going for brown and black? I mean,
Mhm.
it's tricky. Now,
Should I start this episode with Fear of the Dark playing in the background?
okay, that would be hilarious. I just don't. I just don't know. Look, I'm 62, so I'm looking at how to pass things off. And you and I've talked about this before. So I put people in position. I train them for years,
Yeah.
so it doesn't collapse. These guys won't let go, and they won't train anybody else.
Mhm.
But the methodology. Think of coal. We're going back to coal.
Oh,
I
and
mean,
also
geez,
you're apparently trying to bring back the work that Chinese kids are doing, putting together iPhones. For who to do, I don't understand. First of all, Sean, this is not a mean thing. Americans in general, at least the ones I've seen, have very fat fingers and are not usually able to put those components together.
right? I couldn't do it if I had to. we're we as a nation have always survived off the backs of immigrant labor. You and I have talked about this before. I'm an immigrant. You're from an immigrant family as well. That's how this country makes money.
Mhm.
So that stuff isn't new. Getting rid of hardworking immigrants is just the dumbest thing in the entire world. But
Yeah.
next will come child labor laws. So we've cut funding for
Mhm.
lunches in the rural areas and this other stuff. And then they won't have any farm labor. And then they're going to lower down the working age, which really, I mean, in all fairness, shouldn't be 16. You shouldn't have to get permission to get a frickin' job if you need to. I mean, that is only a Democrat would sign that stupid shit. I've been working since I was 10 or 11. And I'm not saying to do it that way, but I threw papers. I made like $20 a week. But I
Mhm.
did have a job. And those things were available back then. But that's where we'll move next because that's what Iowa has done.
Yeah.
Iowa is evidently the cheapest House of Representatives and the cheapest Senate to buy.
I like that the kids are allowed to now work in fucking meat processing plants. I'm like,
Right?
what is the
Yeah.
fucking sense in this?
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. So if they can work a 40-hour week, and if they're underage, you don't have to give them any benefits. That's why.
This is like just a different form of enslaving, but you're enslaving white people at this point.
And you know how well that works out because
Mhm.
they stay enslaved forever, don't they? They'll just you can't have a white guy with a knife all the time and the boss comes around with no knife and have
Mhm.
them cleaning chickens all day because they become numb to cutting things up. You see where that's all going.
Huh? Yep.
it
I don't-
it doesn't end well. Look, if white people worked, we wouldn't need all the immigrants, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you lived here. Did you ever see anybody but Hispanics doing roofing jobs, cement jobs, bricklaying, stone laying? I mean, did you see anybody ever?
I think beside you, Alex and Johnny doing physical work like that, I've never
Yeah.
known anyone else who doesn't.
Yeah. But we didn't do it for jobs. Our parents taught us how to do it, and we said, F that. I'll find something easier. I mean, it's so I was digging post holes yesterday because my $5,000 fence is blowing over, you know, and And I'm sore today, but I'm 62, but I was still able to dig fence posts. I didn't have to bring anybody in. But look, I don't care where the work is. It's done by brown and black people.
Yeah.
Period. And there are some whites that work, but you go to the rural areas and they have the belief that they're doing everything. And you go, well, how about painting your house? I mean, I don't know. It's tricky. So as I told you, this very trusted friend of mine was at a meeting with Kevin Stitt, and he didn't know she was on the opposite side of things. And he explained that the whole goal was to take down the rural areas, get rid of the rural schools, because that's where the last income producer is that has benefits, like you can retire on it. And then, right. And then you break the rural areas, and his brother comes in behind and buys it up for corporate farming. And he literally is saying this in a meeting, not having vetted anybody that's in there.
No, but I think that's the balls that they have now, Sean. They don't.
Yeah. Well, they just don't give a shit. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah.
But
he was bad mouthing.
I think we talked about this almost 10 episodes where we were talking about him and his brother trying to buy up farmland by giving them loans and then not coming through on them. Even that was one of the other scams.
Yeah. Right. That's what they did to the whole state of Kansas years ago, maybe 30 years ago. That's what Farm Aid came out of, was giving people loans that had no financial responsibility. It's what we do to third world countries. We loan them money and we tie it to resources, and then our companies come in and take the resources. What's weird is our government doesn't get anything. I mean, it's dumb. Like, it's dumb.
The government doesn't get something, but then there's some corporation in the back that is eating and getting fat.
Yeah, doing really well. So I don't even pretend to know where this goes. It is the chance. So here, let me tell you just, so right now would seem to be an opportune time for the opposition party to move forward, right? So I have this town hall on Sunday. By the time this goes up, my deal will already be over probably.
Yeah.
At a library in downtown Oklahoma City that seats about 125 or 150 people, depending on how you do it, which it should fill up. Guess who's having a town hall at the exact time as me? They just announced yesterday at a library 3 miles from where I'm going to be at.
Is it some Democrat party, that thing?
5 elected Democrats. And you just go,
do y'all not talk to each other, or do y'all not coordinate, or do y'all just want to fuck each other when the party doesn't?
I announced weeks ago there's no competition, but I also didn't invite any of them to speak because nobody wants to hear what they have to say. They're not doing anything. So I'm bringing in activists that teach you how to organize, but they're peeling off some people that we need to organize with folks that will go into the room and agree with all of them and clap your hands and go, yes, these other people should be doing something different. And you go, you have to make them do it. They're not going to volunteer.
But the stupidity and the pettiness of having it at the same time is too idiotic for the same party to be doing.
At a library, 3 miles away.
This is just... Now people probably know why Democrats constantly don't get shit done.
Right. And so my thing is it's a nonpartisan deal because there aren't enough Democrats to put on a town hall.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you get, the same 8 people every time? And mine is, I got my money jacket in, I got my money gun, my gold money gun. We're going to shoot money out while we're talking about where it's being wasted and shit. I'm going to make it a show that will compete with the people we're actually up against. And but is that not ironic?
Ironic, but also so fucking idiotic. I do not know where my next sentence is supposed to go.
Right. It's so that's where we are. So I've been fighting these other people, obviously, for ages. So we did get our new county commissioner admitted that the jail is going to cost $1 billion in a interview.
Billion? What were they trying to raise?
So they said 260 million initially, and then they came back with 700 is what they needed to raise, but now he's actually admitting it's $1 billion. And I was
Hang on a second. When they announced 240 million, You told me it's going to be a billion watching.
Right. Yeah, that's what our town halls and everything were about. This is $1 billion jail. The
Mm-hmm.
thing is I understand new construction creates jobs, it brings money in and all this other stuff. I get all of it. We
Mm-hmm.
just don't have the money. We're already giving $1 billion to the guy that owns the Thunder. We just did a new arena down at the county fairgrounds that's free for somebody else. And you go, sooner or later, oil's going to drop, which it now has.
Mm-hmm.
Now what? Because that's what this state runs on. It doesn't run on agriculture and weed, which is what you think it would. No,
Yeah.
it runs on oil.
Mm.
I know.
But
It's loco. It's loco.
but has
So,
there been a corresponding increase in the population of Oklahoma compared to the amount of investments being pumped into the uh, infrastructure, so to speak? But it's infrastructure for a specific sports team, specific niche demographic,
yeah.
isn't it?
So we did these things called MAPS projects, which really was needed and built up the city a whole bunch. Tulsa's done their own version of the same thing. It really has helped both cities.
Mm-hmm.
Where everything lacks is as soon as you get outside of the cities and go to these rural areas.
Yeah.
They have 50-year-old lead pipes.
Mm-hmm.
There is no infrastructure. Everyone who had an education left because Walmart ruined their economy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Walmart shows up, you lose your pharmacist, you lose your doctor, you lose your obstetrician, you lose your ophthalmologist, I mean, dentists, all of
Mm-hmm.
this, they just go to the city.
Yeah. I do remember this one
And
thing, a small town called, don't laugh, it's called Bushyhead. It's near,
okay.
it's, it's somewhere near, close to Tulsa, is my guess.
Yeah.
One of my one of the guys at my university was from there. And they just came from like middle of nowhere, mobile homes, 45
Yeah.
minutes to the only Walmart. And on the way, you
Right.
see all the other strip mall type things closed
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you could see the faded signs of like pharmacies, this, that, the
Yeah.
other. They're all gone.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the college town where I went to boarding school in, same deal. The Catholic Benedictine priest sold them our old golf course to put the Walmart on, and it killed the town. But if they didn't sell them that property, somebody else was going to. I mean, I get it, but
Mm-hmm.
it just literally it eliminated the town. Like there's people who stay for nostalgia. Like if you got a free house,
Mm-hmm.
but is a free house worth driving an hour and a half to work every day in a bigger city and coming home? I mean, that takes because you and I don't work 8-hour days. It takes our 11 or 12-hour day to 15 hours. And we're dangerously tired and someone's calling us and we're trying to text and
Yeah, I
it just
wouldn't
doesn't
have
work.
that doing that like a 1.5 hour commute after like the hours that we
Right.
work. Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, brutal. All right, man, I got to get out of here because I can smell my bread. So I know it's done. All right.
The
Hey, wish
perfect
me luck
timing.
on the town hall that I'm now competing with other people on the left.